Okay. My name is Paul Saban. I'm mayor of the town of Penny Farms for 2020. This is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020, and I call the town council meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is the flag salute. So whether you remain seated or stand, let us have the pledge together. I pledge allegiance
to the
to the
flag
flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible, and liberty and
liberty and
justice
justice
for
for all.
All.
We'll now have a moment of silence. Thank you. Approval of the agenda. The town clerk will add the swearing in of Steve Vanderkamp as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission corresponding to council seat number 5, term ending 12/31/20. Bill Smith, who occupied this responsibility for, I think, 3 years, has recently resigned due to health issues. And this particular appointment comes under my seat number 5. I have appointed him, he has accepted, and he is present tonight. So I will ask our attorney if she will swear him in to his office.
Hey, Mr. Vanderkamp. Oh, sorry. I won't do it now. It's okay.
Okay, let's take a roll call, town clerk. Present.
Here.
Present.
Present. Present.
Here.
Here. Everybody will be really happy because the oath that was provided to me doesn't say that it has to be repeated. So I don't have to slow down and you don't have to repeat it. Okay? So, Mr. Vanderkamp, do you, Mr. Steve Vanderkamp, solemnly swear and affirm that as a citizen of the town of Penny Farms in Clayton County, Florida, you will faithfully perform the duties of the appointed office of the Penny Farms Planning and Zoning Commission, and that you will support, honor, and defend to the best of your ability the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Florida? So help you God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're done. You're sworn in.
Very good.
That was much better than you repeating it. Okay.
Just email me and I'll come down and sign it.
And
Very good. I'm pleased to be asked and willing to serve. Thank you. Paul, may I leave now?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Proceeding with recognitions, Teresa Scott has submitted a request to address the town council, and now would be the time for that to be done. So Teresa, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I would be at the end of the meeting. I don't need to address the town council tonight. I was going to speak on in regards to the ad valorem tax. And I understand that schedule has been changed. What I would ask the council and the finance committee to consider is a 4 millage rate versus what has been proposed with the finance committee. I know I had asked that you consider a 3.5 or a 4 earlier on in the year. But I would ask that you consider that as we go forward. And I appreciate all the hard work the finance committee has done and the council as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much for participation tonight, and we will be addressing this in September, and I'll have more to say that later in the meeting. Proclamations, there are none. Approval of the minutes. So we in the council have some work to do here. We have the regular town council meeting minutes from July 21st, 2020. I'll entertain a motion to approve the regular town council meeting minutes dated July 21, 2020. Do I have a motion?
Move
Paul,
to
I have a
accept.
question, and I have a question about it, so, or a comment.
Well, can we get a motion first?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a second for consideration?
Me. Second.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, my questions deal strictly with just a very simple kind of thing, but it is a pronoun confusion that we probably need to get straightened out unless I'm confused about it. I found 3 times when Cooper was talking, it shifted from he to she. And I think he was still doing the information at that point in time. Yeah, check and see if I'm on pooled reports. Yeah, pool report, first page, or well, not first page. And maybe I'm mixed up on the pronouns myself, but the after pool reports, got it. The second paragraph under that, is that Cooper, you, or him? The she in the second sentence there. Okay, that's what I had confusion on. Okay. All right, I got it, because that was, yeah. That's fine. I know that. It's just that when I read it, I was reading his words and got it confused in my own head. I apologize for that. The only other one is the second, one other thing, the last on that page, the last part of the last sentence on that page that says, she further stated anyone can attend any of the virtual meetings to see the discussion and how the decisions are getting made. I don't know, being made just sound like more of what we were doing. So that's nothing but a word and no big problem if everybody else is okay with it. Well, the she's are right.
Any other discussion about the minutes of the regular town council meeting dated July 21?
None for me.
If not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, the second set of minutes is the town council budget workshop from July 31, 2020. I need a motion to approve the town council budget workshop from the date of July 31, 2020. Do I have such a motion?
So
So
moved.
move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussions, points of clarification, corrections? Not hearing any. I'll entertain a motion now to approve. I hear a motion to approve the town budget workshop minutes of July 31.
So move.
Is there a
Second.
second? Believe I heard a second.
Yes.
Is that for the record, Anita? Okay, all who approve, say aye.
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 Opposed, carried. There are no ordinances. There is a resolution number 2020-7. This was reviewed by the council members at our council workshop on the 31st of July. A resolution providing for the establishment of the procedures and conduct of an election in the town of Penny Farms, Florida on the second Tuesday in the month of December 2020 for the purpose of electing 3 members to the town council as provided in Article 3, Chapter 74-545 Florida Statutes, Town Charter, Town of Penny Farms, Florida. I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-07.
So moved.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all who will approve will say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay, now we'll have the town manager report. A review of the July 2020 financial statements.
Finance first, and let's start with bank account. Okay, I'll do the financials first. We'll
Yes,
start with the bank accounts. All right, in our general fund account, we have $702,918. In our CDBG grant account, we have $10. In our water utility enterprise fund, we got $152,566. In our wastewater sewer fund, we have $33,934. In our water utility reserve fund, we have 103,000. Customer deposits, we have 22,000, and wastewater restricted DEP, our loan payment of 40,684. If you go to your general fund, we had a total income of 35,554. Our total expenses was 28,243. We had a positive of 7,310. If you go to your water, utility fund, and solid waste, our total income was 10,307. Our total expenses were 6,816. We had a positive of 3,491. If you look at your wastewater sewer fund, we had a total income of 15,247. We had total expenses of 16,627. We had a negative of 1,379. Any questions on the financials?
are there any questions from members of the council?
Question on reference to the negative, is that due to the heavy rainfall that we've been having?
No, it is not. We had, when we get our audited done, $2,000 went into the sewer section where we divided up into different sections. So if it hadn't been for the auditing of the 2,000, we wouldn't have been a negative.
Are there any other questions? Not
I'm
hearing
sorry,
any.
what? Okay, oh, hold on.
Okay, go ahead,
What?
Mr. Saban.
No, I was going to say, if there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report from the town manager.
So moved.
Is there a
Second,
second?
Second,
Any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, now we'll take the town manager report. Mr. Cooper?
Okay. The month of July continues with the COVID-19 virus restrictions. All town hall business is still being conducted by appointment only during the normal operating hours. The town's essential meetings in July were held virtually as in previous months. I anticipate that all town meetings will be held virtually until the COVID social distancing restrictions are lifted. I want to remind all town residents, the town has a new website, and I encourage everyone to refer to it regularly. This will be the primary way to communicate to all interested town residents of any updates, upcoming meetings, and town information. We had a capital project. The new gate has been installed at the building at the water tower for the fiscal year 2019, 2020. The town hall and climate control storage room renovations are still going on and are anticipated to be completed by the end of August. Hopefully, we've had some issues there, but we're gaining ground on it finally. The new public works employee, Josh Young, has been very busy adding things to the Diamond Map program, showing the town's assets. So far this month, he has GIS all of the power poles within town, the entire electric grid system. All sidewalks have been GIS identified and a cost put to them sidewalks that what it's going to take to repair them. All streets has been GIS, the width, the length, how thick they are, and every single curb in town has been GIS what it is. In addition, he has installed all red reflectors on every stop sign in town. The month was primarily focused on preparing the 2020-2021 proposed budget for the town council review and discuss at the 2021 town council budget workshop at the end of the month. So we've got a lot accomplished this month and really have moved forward.
That concludes your report.
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions for the town manager?
Looks good.
I have a question. David, can you just update us again on anything further relative to when the work will begin on the polling project that's been in the works now that we have all the structure in place to do?
Yeah, we had a couple issues. They're still trying to, St. John's asked for a couple different questions as far as the permitting. I believe we now have them resolved. And also the dollar amount of the 273,000 that we got from St. John's, where we get the 33 and the 3rd percent, they didn't have polling in the contract. They only had Clark, so that meant I would only get 33% of Clark. So I've got that all resolved. I've got a new revised contract that's been sent back to me. And I've also sent it to the engineer and sent it to Andy Easton, which is our grant person. So all of that's been resolved. So now I'm just waiting on the engineering to finish up their permitting because nobody wants to get started on it any faster than I could do. With all this rain we've had, I know you've seen polling. It's embarrassing, but we're moving forward and trying to do the best we can right now. We did have another little flooding issue at the corner of Hoffman and Clark, where Mr. Elgin them lives. But I think we got that straight today. The line was stopped up. We was able to go down in the manhole and get that taken care of. And Wayne Boone also let us use his sewer clean out machine, and that really helped us, Teresa. So please tell Wayne, thank you again. But he's always been one for pitching in and helping get things done.
So when we're asked the question, would it be safe to say it probably sometime in October? We hope this process.
I wouldn't say started. That'd probably be the bid process. I wouldn't say started, no.
Okay,
Down towards the end, maybe towards the end of the year.
okay. Well, I think that's helpful information, so we understand with all the components that have to come together. Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Cooper's report? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion that we accept the town manager's report.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Whichever one you take, wherever.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Do any of the council members wish to pull their report under the consent agenda?
Yes, Paul.
Okay, we'll pull.
CDR, community development.
Yep. We'll pull three.
Yeah,
I'm
three.
pulling number one. Any others? If not, then I'll entertain a motion that we accept the consent agenda. Is there such a motion?
Sure. Let's do it.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
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 Carried. Okay, I'll pull number one. At the budget workshop that we had with the council, there was discussion about the town manager's request to purchase a new service truck for the town in this fiscal year. Truck is listed as a priority on the capital projects list for $65,000 and the general consensus from the last town council workshop was to approve this item as a direct purchase out of the general fund. We now need a formal motion to authorize the purchase of the service truck for this fiscal year. And I would report to you that at the Finance Committee of the town, which was held 48 hours ago on Monday, there was a unanimous vote in favor of the Finance Committee bringing this forward to the town council meeting tonight. So I will entertain a motion to authorize the purchase of a new service truck for FY 219-220, not to exceed $65,000, to be charged to the general fund and to make the appropriate budget amendments. I'll
Move
need,
to accept the motion.
is there a second?
Yes.
Is there further discussion about this?
Just one question. Is that enough money for the truck that's needed?
Yes, ma'am, it is. I've already got some quotes on it. And if we would order it today, it's still going to be January or February before we get it.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, you said this fiscal year as in 2020 or 2021's fiscal year?
I think I was trying to say 2021.
Yeah, you said this fiscal year, which
well,
doesn't end till
Thank you for that, pointing that out. It's 2021.
fiscal year. Okay.
Yes. Any other questions?
Right.
2020.
Thank you. for Oh, I'm glad you did. Is there any other discussion? If not, all those who would approve will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Second item under report number 1 has to do with the trim process. I think all of you on the council know that in my joint role as mayor and also chair of the finance committee, I have tried as best I could to have a thorough discussion over a period of time relative to the decisions on the millage rate and on our new budget. We learned yesterday from our auditor, and I would remind everybody in the council, we contracted with him to be our consultant since he's very familiar with the entire TRIMS process. And he pointed out to our town clerk that we can have no discussion relative to the millage rate, even proposals on it or reports on it, until the first reading of the budget ordinance on September 15th, 2020. That is why I am not bringing forth a recommendation from the Finance Committee tonight relative to this decision. I will tell you that the Finance Committee did make a recommendation. When the council members get your packets, your workbook, your notebook for the September meeting, the information relative to what the Finance Committee did this past Monday will be there. But the first time we will have any discussion among ourselves as a council relative to the Finance Committee's recommendation will be that evening. So I just wanted to clarify that for you because we obviously want to do everything properly since this town is still relatively new in this whole area of millage authorizations and the TRIMS program. So I wanted to just report that to you as to why you're not getting a recommendation tonight from the from the Finance Committee. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Oh, correct. Yeah, what we did at the budget workshop and the additional Finance Committee. Yeah. Well, so thank you for that. And as everything we have done up to now is proper. It's just this was the additional step I had anticipated, and it is not something we can do tonight. Okay, let's move on to our other polled reports.
The report from the from the community development committee. I want to go back to something that was the last month when the town manager talked about, explained to us about the work that had been done out in the park and how good it looked. And I want to add to that and encourage you again to go. Just recently, as I've been walking, and by the way, on these nice hot days, that's a wonderful place to walk because it is cool down there. But there's been additional clearing from what was done, the rough work that had to be done with the big tractors and supplies. And now the rest of it is down to handwork. And I've noticed in the last several days that a lot of that is being done, and the bushes are being cut down. It's by hand, more or less, being cut down that were either where they couldn't be reached with the big machine or whether they're around the trees. So a development is taking place there and it's looking very nice. You need to go walk in it when it's nice and cool. I really don't find any bugs when I'm out there in the morning, so you'd probably like it. And encourage your neighbors to go in and check it out and see how nice it is now. So thanks for the town doing the work in there that really needed to be done. It's looking great.
Okay, thank you for your report. Any questions from council members relative to what has been presented? If not, then we'll move on to new business. We've already done the pulled reports. Now, how about items not on the agenda? Anything there? Not hearing any. How about public participation?
Can I speak? Raise my hand.
Yes,
Anita, am I okay?
yes.
Okay. The one thing that I would probably ask of the town is, because your budget year lands like it does, and if the county has changed the way they're going to report out the trim rate and all that, I'm wondering, should you look at the time frame? Because honestly, if you don't get the trim rate before August 21st, probably not until the 24th, you're in September already, and you're going to be back to back as far as public hearings. Again, I have no intentions on challenging that at all. I just want us to understand it backs the town up, and I know, and I appreciate that, because you can't make any decisions, but at the same time, you also can't inform residents of what's going on. So is there a way that you can put a message in the bill, or like their water and sewage bill or something, so that residents don't have to depend on going on your line to see what's going on, or so you can maybe keep them more informed? appreciate it. Anita, I so appreciate it. Yeah, I can't communicate enough, like with the residents. There's just paper after paper after paper, so I really do appreciate it. And can I ask if I can, our management news that the town is looking at polling. It looks like it might be closer to the first of the year. They've got to put some bids out. Just give them a little bit of update on polling because I'm getting killed on polling too.
I don't have any issues with that, and we are
Perfect.
going, you know how construction works. You went through a big project since you've been here, but I have no problem with putting that out there, Teresa, and because it would be good to let them know that we haven't forgot about it, that we're gonna do it. Yes, ma'am, go right ahead.
And
Okay,
I have
thank you.
another question too. I was asked as recently as this afternoon for more specifics of exactly what's going to happen, such as, is the street going to be widened? Is there going to be any additional moving into the center section? Questions which people are wondering about. And I just think the more information we can put out about specifically what's going to be done, the better it's going to be.
Okay, let me give you a quick version. This thing is going to have alternative bids, which means you can bid on it this way. If we have enough money, then we'll do this, and we have enough money, we do this. Just like Teresa has put in $25,000 to put some storm drains at some different outlets. One will be at Regal Way, where they have a huge flooding problem there. It will be stubbed up to where they can tie into our stormwater system. It all depends on what the numbers is going to be. I would love to take 2 foot off of polling on each side and make the road a little bit wider. Don't know whether we're going to have enough money to do that or not till the bid process is coming in, but I would love to get 2 foot. We put the original curb back down where it wouldn't even look like it was even touched, but it would give our emergency vehicles, if they had to go down polling, a little bit more room to do that. And plus, even to be honest with you, even any kind of vehicle. So that's our plans. We want to try to make it 2 foot wider on each side, but we got to see how it comes in. It's just going to be bidded 2 or 3 different ways. This stuff is super expensive, but I will tell you, our plan is to send all of the water to the north. That means towards Highway 16. We're not going to dump the water in the ditch behind the garages. That's what we want to get away from. We're going to send it all headed north. Then it will come down Morton to Wilbanks, and then it'll go through Kohler Park like it needs to be. Right now, we're just dumping everything back there in that ditch behind the church. The ditch fills up with water. No water can get out of the pipe. So our intentions is to do everything possible. We're definitely going to make the water go north, but if we have enough money, we will make the road, just that portion of where the pipe's going to be only down to Morton. We will try to make that 2 foot wider on each side.
Well, thank you.
That is correct. 2 feet off of the median. You can't do it on the other side. You got sidewalks and stuff. So it would be 2 foot coming off the median on each side.
I notice on my screen that Teresa had to step away, so I don't know if she's heard what you've just said. But my recommendation would be, you're right, David, you can't promise what you don't know yet. But
Right.
Teresa Scott has a weekly administrative news that goes to all the residents of Penny Retirement Community. And so people are always looking as we move along, for updates, even some information, maybe not all of it. So I just think it would be good that as soon as whatever is known, that is certain, that gets communicated to the people, especially that live in that section of the town along Poling Avenue, to be kept apprised as best they can as this process goes along. I think it'll just make it.
Absolutely. Once we get the bidding process done, then we can pass on to Teresa what our plans are, what we plan on doing. We can have some kind of timeline where that she can let her residents know that lives on Poling Avenue of what's going on.
Well, I think that's better for Teresa. It's better for the town that you and she especially keep up with each other on this, so she is in a position to put in her administrative news information that's solid, the best information at that point. And as it progresses along, I think that will help all of us so that people know exactly where this process is.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dave, the
Yeah.
one thing that we found really helpful, if you little small meetings in Barrows Hall as you get closer and you could explain what's going on, we could do that. That's really helpful. We can get about 25 people in Barrows in chairs. If you want to give an update, we could use that.
Absolutely.
Town of Penny Farms, because Barrows is a shelter for the town. And so
Yeah.
that helps you and want to have town meetings or something in a bigger setting, just let me know and we'll definitely figure it out.
Yeah, that would be great because I'll tell you, these residents, let me tell you something. When you do a project, as you know, when we did the Morton Street Sewer Project, they love seeing me out there. I spent a lot of hours out on that street when I had that sewer project going on. And as long as you will stop and explain to a resident of what you're doing, where you're headed at with it, you wouldn't believe how many more on that same street they go talk to. And it really, really, I thought the Morton Street Sewer Project went very, very smooth considering we had as many people disrupted. And I thought we worked very, very well on that, even right down to having people park their cars and golf carts coming in a different way to their house. So we definitely want to do every piece of communication we possibly can.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, Ms.
Yes, sir.
Teresa, Mr. Cooper, I just have a comment, and if it's discussion, it's okay. This sets the precedence, what I would say, moving forward for any major projects that we have in the town, no matter where it is, that we do this for all the residents for knowing what's going on. If we're going to set this precedence now, we need to keep it up for the entire town of Penny Farms.
Absolutely. Thank you.
agree.
for that. Okay, anything else? If not, I'll turn to the town clerk.
Yeah. Can you hold this minute? I'm on a Zoom meeting with the town council right now. Could you call me back in about 30 minutes? Okay, that's fine. Thanks, Ed.
Mayor, I'd like to add one thing. Hey, Teresa, Anita, on these water bills, you only have so many characters. That's going to be hard to put something on the water bill. But what I'd like to suggest to Teresa, if she would, or see what her thoughts is on it, communicating to the rest. And that management newsletter that you were talking about, is there any way that you could help maybe promote the town's website and somehow saying, hey, keep up with the town news or what's happening in our town? You know, something like that you could put on there, and maybe we promote the website, I guess is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And what I would like is from Anita or you David, also is to just tell me, you send me what you would like them to know, and I will just title it from the Town of Penny Farms, updated information, and it's from you all, not me. So it's
Right.
it's
That would be great because
yeah.
we had a lot of
I send
we
them
had a
out
lot of
weekly.
yeah, and we had Mr. Andrews was involved on this too. We had a lot of residents in our surrounding other parts of the town that really made some nice comments about the website, and Miss Annette Brooks was one of them. She said she really, really loved it. So we're just trying to not preach, but trying to promote to all of our residents about our website. Please, please, please use our website because we're trying to put everything we know where everything is so visible and everybody can see what's going on. It's just absolutely the best way to communicate, I think.
Yeah, and if you will, Anita, will you send me a list that you want put on there? Any dates that you want announced? And I'll say these are announcements from the Town of Penny Farms due to COVID. We want to make sure everybody has this information. I think it's great. I love it coming from you guys. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Go to the website. Right.
Councilman Andrews, let me ask you, do you think there's anything further relative to this millage decision and the new budget? We've just had a very useful discussion about the retirement community. Has anything come to your mind further that we ought to be able to do to help, especially in the New Hope area, for people to be more aware?
As you all were discussing, I was listening to, the way to be able to communicate with the Penny retirement community. And one of the things we've been doing is advertising the website. And I think, putting in announcements and stuff like that. If people really want to know, this is my personal opinion, special meetings and stuff like that is not really needed because I think we are putting all the information out there, making it available.
Okay,
So it's time for people to get involved. I mean, all these special meetings here, special meeting there, special announcements. I don't know what else we could do, but to answer your question, we are putting the information out, telling people to get involved, advertising the website. So at this point, they have to step up to the plate and get involved to find out the information.
thank you.
I agree with that. The website is wonderful. And I know I have put it in Penny for Your Thoughts. And it is time for people to take responsibility if they want to see change or whatever. I mean, they can find out everything that's going on in the town. There are a few people, of course, who don't have access to computers or the internet, but there are a whole lot that do. So I think that, people have to decide that they want to do this.
Okay,
Send it out on Friday. And just one more comment. I want to thank the town so much for helping us work out who can vote and who can't vote yesterday. You guys are great. I appreciate everybody's help on that, and thanks so much.
Who could vote and who couldn't vote? What's that about?
Many of the residents didn't know if they could vote in the Town of Penny Farms and this and that. So they
What
had,
did they think they were voting?
I know, but they had to look up their birth dates and stuff for me so that we could tell them if they could or not.
I would like to add to what Teresa said. I just have written myself a note to be sure and thank all of the town hall, because I know that awkward to have that come in on you all day long for one day, but I really appreciate things move smoothly and everyone was very nice, and appreciate what you did to have us a nice, safe place to vote. And I'm looking forward to the next time. I know it and I can't wait.
Uh, Mr. Cooper, I have a question for you. Mr.
Go ahead.
Cooper,
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Andrews.
are the candidates responsible for removing their paraphernalia around the town?
Yes.
Yes, they are, but when I got here today at 5:30, I took my pickup truck and I picked up everything on Clark. There's still some more out there. Yes, they are responsibility, but I pick it up, and if our guys see it, we pick it up because it just makes it look so messy around here.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, it's been a good discussion. Unless I've missed something, I jumped a couple agenda items tonight out of sequence, and I apologize. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
For a second.
Second.
All who in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Thank you
Opposed?
all very much. Stay safe.
Yes.
See you later, Suzanne.
Bye.
You look like you're in Italy.
No, Georgia, Forsyth, Georgia.
You heard waves.
No, we're sitting outside because we're camping at High Falls State Park, and there's no phone service. So we're sitting at a restaurant outside, and those are fans. You got to do what you got to do.
Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye bye.